Hey YouTube, and hello to all my returning subscribers. And to any new viewers checking out my channel, welcome. Hope you guys enjoy these videos, you get something out of them, and you subscribe to my channel. So today I actually wanted just to talk about the GI Bill. So the GI Bill, a quick summary about it is that it's a benefit that, what would I say, that you get if you join the United States military. You get honorable conditions when you separate, and of course you complete your first term, like your complete first contract in the military. It's a benefit for education. It allows the military member to go to school, and all expenses are covered. It's just a way for them to utilize that benefit and for them to continue their higher education and all that. The reason I want to make this video is that pretty much colleges are going back to school. I mean, students are going back to school, college level, and some colleges have already started, and I will be starting in 2 days. So I wanted to make this video for future people who are separating, the ones who are still thinking of utilizing their GI Bill. It's the reason being is I've been using the GI Bill for a year. I've been separated for almost over a year now, and I utilized it for over a year. And the reason when I tried to use the GI Bill, it was confusing at first. I didn't know what the steps were. They don't really talk about it unless you go to like the education center before you leave and separate. It the process is kind of confusing, and you have to research it. So that's why I want to make this video. So to start off, the way you start to using the GI Bill is you have to apply for it. You have to apply for the benefits. There's 3 ways that you can do this by, and the first way is to do it online. You go to the VA website and you go on to the education benefits section and you just apply through that process. The second way is you go through a VA, like a VA center that's across the country, United States, and that you go through them to apply for that. The third one is the school, depending where you're going to. Each school usually has a VA center where someone who works and helps veterans, and you just apply through them and all that. But the way I went through is I applied online. So I went through the website, I went through the education section, and I applied. And the process is pretty simple for it. You definitely use that 1-800 number that is provided on there, and they will walk you through, which is amazing, and they'll answer any questions you have. So you're just going through there, you're gonna put all your information in, and you're gonna supply them with I believe like you had to supply them. Again, I only can remember, it's been a while, but from my perspective is that you're gonna supply them with like all your information, and then you're gonna go get to a section where you decide which GI Bill. So the GI Bill has many different programs in them and benefits. I'm not going to go too deep. I'm just going to stick to the basics, which a lot of people would know is either the post 9/11 bill or the Montgomery bill. I only can go on my perspective because I chose the post 9/11 bill, and I didn't. But I know information about the Montgomery bill, but I don't know really the much process. But I'm giving a good guess and assumption that is very similar to how the GI Bill works for the post 9/11. So after that, I chose post 9/11 bill. I selected that option of what benefit I want to utilize, and then there was that question of, are you sure you wanted to use this one? Because pretty much after you choose it, you can't go back and change your mind. So that is why they're what the education center said is make sure that the decision you make is the one you want to. Find the pros and cons. I'll definitely make a video about that of each one and see like which one. Pretty much each of them have their own benefits and uniqueness that makes them a one way of a choice, which really depends on what lifestyle you're going for and what your academic goals are and what you're trying to do. So one can be more beneficial for you at that moment of where you're in your life and all that. And again, so pretty much after you get that, it gets submitted to the VA. They're gonna go through it, review and all that. Then you should get a letter in about three weeks, I think, to a month. And the letter pretty much, that's why you should apply as soon as possible. If you really think you're going to school, apply, because it does take a while, up to maybe a month wise. And then after that, it takes a while to get your benefits kicked in. So when I'm talking about benefits, it's like the money to pay for the school, and then of course any allowances of money you get from the GI Bill. So definitely start that. You get a letter. So the letter pretty much, because you're going to choose your school when you're applying. You choose the school you're going to, you type the zip code in, and your school should be generated. And after you apply for the school, it will be also generated onto the letter. You're going to receive a letter from the VA. It pretty much talking about the GI Bill, the one program or benefit you chose, post 9/11 Montgomery, and it's going to tell you what you're entitled to, how much is schooling, all that. This is generated, and then it shows the school that you want to attend to, and it also shows your base allowance housing, or BH, if you choose the post 9/11 bill. So after that is pretty much that eligibility letter to show that you're allowed to use your GI Bill, how much months are left to be utilized. So if it's your first time using it, you should show the full 36 months. And then each time you take each quarter of school, this is why the first time when you apply for the GI Bill, it is time consuming. After that, it's very simple because they'll send you a new, when you want to utilize your GI Bill, they'll send you a new letter with all the information ready, because you should be, most likely you're still continuing with the same school. And it's just going to show you, the months are the eligibility of how many months you're allowed to will start just decreasing, but it keeps you on track of how much you have left. So after you're done, you utilize your GI Bill, which is great. And then all you do, for me, I contacted the VA for my school, and again, they were very helpful, and it was very simple process. So the VA center in the school, each one, like I said earlier in the video, it should have one. And a lot of schools maybe do accept the program, so keep that in mind. But there are schools that don't accept, the GI Bill. That's one of the crevice that when I was researching online, or one of the negativity, not negativity, but just one of the disadvantages. Some schools just might not accept it, and that's fine. Find a school that does utilize it, veteran friendly and all that. So after you go, you're gonna each school, I believe, is different. Again, I only can speak for my school. I haven't heard about how each school does it, but I'm, again, a very educated assumption guess of how the process works. So pretty much I would go to the school, show them the letter of eligibility, then I give them my DD-214, and that one is, and then I pretty much just show my intention to attend school. They have like a module online that I complete all these tasks and all that, and certificate of understanding, just all that. And it's just a way, and then that pretty much is it. They take care of pretty much everything else, all the money and stuff, like wise. That's what's so great about the post 9/11 bill. All the tuition, it's never sent to you, so you don't have to worry about the financial constraints and how worrying to figure out how that's going to be paid for. It's all sent to your school. All the tuition is paid for. Then as soon as school starts, because you're going to provide them also a bank account number, and and the bank you want to the money funds to go to. And so each month, starting the first, when you start going to school, it pays previously. The money just starts flowing in for the BAH and everything, which is great. You don't have to worry. You get 1 year, one time for the year, a book stipend for money. Again, post 9/11, the Montgomery's a little different. But after that, so after the quarter's done, you're good. It'll show your balance is paid off and all that. And then when you want to utilize the GI Bill again, let's say if you want to take a break, let's say I went to school fall and I want to take a break in winter and come back in spring, you don't have to submit anything. None of the GI Bill will be used. And then all you have to do is go submit it again. Not the whole paperwork. You just go back to school, submit your schedule, and they'll contact the VA, and the VA will send you a new letter of indicating, hey, you want to use more. You'll get a new letter showing how much eligibility you have left of the GI Bill, how many months you have left. And then again, it'll be most likely subtracted because you're using more of the GI Bill. It's a good way to keep track of all that. The biggest things about applying is just, if you want to go to school right away after getting out, definitely apply as soon as possible so that, your money is all flowing easily. You apply right away, the paperwork, because the VA does take a while, that paperwork gets approved ASAP. And then of course the money, you set up all of the bank accounts and account you want your money to go to, and the money can just start flowing in. Again, you don't have to worry. If you're utilizing the post 9/11 bill, you don't have to worry paying the school the tuition. The tuition will be paid for by the VA to the school directly and all that. And even if there's a little delays with the GI Bill application, try and get everything squared away. The schools are, what I learned is they're told by the VA that that they will get paid, so they won't refuse you to go classes. You can still attend classes because the schools go under the mindset the VA is good for the money. They'll eventually pay. So that's why you can attend classes without the worry, even if you don't see you still have a balance in school. That will be paid for. So that's pretty much, guys, how to apply for the GI Bill. It's very simple. Again, there's 3 ways, and the process is not that difficult. Just get a head start in it. And again, want to emphasize, after you do it one time, it's pretty much simple. Again, the Montgomery's a little different, but they do is they're going to send you the money directly. So you have to utilize that money each month. You get paid a certain amount each month. That is to pay for the school and all that. So with the Montgomery, the school, VA doesn't pay directly. They'll send you the money and you have to pay the school And that's one of the big difference. I'll definitely make a video about that, like, you know, the difference between the post 9/11 Montgomery Bill. But this is pretty much why I want to create the video about applying for the GI Bill and how you utilize it as school is starting. And I know a lot of people don't know the process, because unless you went to the education center and got a little briefing about it in like when you're separating and all that, it gets kind of confusing. So guys, the reason I made this video is I definitely want to make more videos like this. The reason being is, you know, I love the Air Force, the process and everything. I can still talk about joining and all that. That stays consistent. But like BMT, maybe tech school, things change. And like, you know, my knowledge is not that new on that stuff, because it's constantly changing, evolving, and it's different. So when I went to BMT and tech school, that was over 5 years ago. So it's gonna be completely different from what you're all like, you know, possibly people going through the process right now. It's gonna be such day and night. Is my information is not as current. You know, I'll still talk about the Air Force, like what is like on the daily processes, you know, how to save money, what it's real like to be in the Air Force. Those ones I don't mind, because that's my personal experience and I can talk and be more open about it. But this is the process of like what Air Force, like, you know, BMT is like, tech school and all that, even the joining part, I can maybe make those videos. But now I want to start shifting to videos where I help those who are in daily life, preparing to get out, and then of course the like life after the military is like videos I want to start creating. And I hope you guys stick on that journey, and I hope these videos are helpful to you all. Please give this video a like, a share. I'll definitely make another video. I'm trying to get more consistent with these and just stick to a regular basis. I hope you guys enjoy these. As always, like I said, subscribe. If you want to check out my other social media links, it's Instagram and Snapchat. They're the same, Kotaro Prince. And I'll make a new video to share you guys on my ideas of what my plans are. Thank you so much.